potential is going to allow him to get into lanes.
What's good, guys, on that gaming channel? It's your boy Tyrone, back with another League of Booty video.
And it looked pretty good. I was casting it.
Well, today we're going to be
day one,
watching
and
Worlds,
zoom at
Hunter
somebody.
Thieves
Like,
is
they are not-
T1
like, you are
versus
getting the pillar
T1.
off, it's gonna hit
Yeah.
somebody, and that can look pretty spicy. So here comes
They
the bot lane fight.
decided to do
And
something
again,
a little
Gary would've
different
done
on
something
their
here
channel.
in this one. Instead, we're not getting a whole ton done right now, but they are, of course, trying to scrap back and forth. Kamiyushi's going to have a little bit of lifesteal thanks to the red.
What do you guys
gun
have
we
in
always
this
start with.
pick?
These guys are clearly battling back and forth as who he tries to hit the W, and Carrier does something similar with help picks.
Yeah, I really like how much they were
I'm
fighting
hoping for
over
T1
that
to win
level
because
board.
I do
Most
have
wars in
them
Sweeper, so
on
that was their one ward really that they
number
had,
one on
unless
my
someone else came
picks.
down and dropped that
So.
at the level 1. But having side brush control is so important for enchanters because it allows you to just step in, land an auto plus a Q, land an auto plus a W if you're the nominee.
Hopefully you guys have been having a good day as well.
Just kind of maintaining that side
Been
brush
playing
control
a
is so critical for this
bit of
matchup.
League
I do
lately
expect
too.
Nami
When
to
I'm
be
not
favored
playing
in this
New World,
matchup with the
it's kind of
additional
hard to
state,
balance both
but
games
if you
because
get the push over to T1,
you can really
it's
get
much
you
more difficult
stuck.
to play that.
Ooh.
Sidestepping
Nice
the Q
poke
right
there.
there. Want to point out, Owner went for
You can get stuck playing those
Red
games
Raptors
forever.
Wolves. The early pathing
So.
was spotted. He was on a ward clearing Raptors, so they know he skipped Krugs. They know he went bottom side. And this aggressive ward actually going to look pretty good as they're going to spot Closer in his clear. They see he's at 12 CS and Blast planning over. Gavush taking some decent damage as Abadaga also fighting Faker. Chain's going to land with a level lead. That's decent damage. Faker 200.
Yeah, and I think just heavy trading across the board really does favor
That LB
Thieves,
damage is
who, again, once
crazy
more
at
volatile lanes,
LeBlanc.
we have really strong early trades coming
Yeesh.
out.
Yeah, 3v3 on bot.
Carrier not
About
going
to
to
get
spicy. Word
spicy.
comes down. Owner going to take the first half of the Q and going to get the shield now
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
he's
FBI
gonna
is
take
exhausted.
damage.
FBI has to
Ooh.
flash back to safety. The follow through could be there, and it's first blood. Owner grabs it.
That was
Ignited, but
so
survives out of the
sloppy.
turret.
And I just love that we saw exactly what Azale was talking about with the exhaust coming out. Doesn't matter if you have that cleanser,
they
still
got
able
it,
to
so.
keep him down. And T1 feeling really good coming out ahead in that 3v3.
Well, that's why you have to play those fights really slowly. If you are going to play against double exhaust as a Lucian, if you dash in, you can't really get out once the exhausts are coming in to be layered. That is a huge win for T1, not only because they got the kill, but because there's so much farm being denied from FBI. He has no buy. His buy is a refillable and a pink ward, and this is supposed to be an aggressive, a dominant lane. We saw them play it against DFM. They got way ahead, and now you're almost just permanently stuck on the back foot unless they can get someone down there to get them a kill.
Yeah, and I believe there was another team who played out this exact lane matchup, and I think it was Dawn. I really liked what T1 did. It's very similar that Aphelios and Lulu actually are able to get the file level 1 with the range advantage and the trading that they do have. Bring your jungle down. They do quite well in this 3v3. We saw the double exhaust do so much work, and it's like play around the one window where this bottom lane does come out ahead, because once level 2, once level 3 comes out, that is where Nami and Lucian are able to start having advantageous trades.
And I think it's just that situation of they didn't expect Owner to be there. They knew that Closer's coming down, so they're going in aggressively. Unfortunately, Owner is the one who was winning out in the trades against Closer. He pushes him back.
I mean, that's just so silly because they saw him skip Krugs on the clear. They know how fast his clear is. They know where he's going to be, you know, beyond
Yeah, it's
bottom
looking
scuttle.
rough
This
for
was
NA
information
already.
They entirely had, so that is, to me, full misplays. And a lot of things going wrong now for T1 in the early game. A full 1,100 gold lead to T1. And right now, based on how the group is going, this is the battle. These are the teams fighting for the second spot out of the group. EDG's 3-0. Dead Nation Focus be 0-3. This is the fight for that second
Average
spot in
gaming it.
quarterfinals, and right now
Wait,
T1
EDO.
getting the better of it.
I mean, T1 are definitely the favorites coming into this. And
We gotta look at the.
top lane looking like it's going to be
My
pretty
picks are all
tough there for
trash.
somebody
Never
who
mind.
I believe was pushing away from when we last panned back to it, but it looks like Kana is going to try to shove this in. I want to see if Closer will try to get up here and where he's going to look to attack next. I mean, their next play, I think, becomes very, very important when you're falling this far behind in the early game. T1 known for their early game, how dominant it was in the LCK. Their ability to snowball those games is where largely a lot of their wins came from.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like T1 are positioned decently well for that. Faker will be level 6 soon, can look to use a Destiny. I'm interested to see what Closer will do before that to, you know, be able to find some momentum for themselves. We can see he's pathing down towards this bottom lane. There are no exhausts up yet. Carries will be up soon. No flash for Gumayushi, but still gonna opt into not looking for that one. Funnily enough, Owner is also back on this side of the map.
A couple of defensive wards are going to spot that Owner is on the way down, so okay, he's going to clear these ones out. Closer waiting in the fog of war, waiting for Krugs to spawn. Going to hit those on spawn, both level 5, by the way, for the junglers here. Owner going to see this, though, and is aware of what's happening. Now, not close to 6 for Closer, barely 5, to be honest, but is able to get some gold, and The owner knocks on a controller, puts one of his own.
This game is
Survival.
weird.
Level 6 now for both top laners. Not going to be a big all-in fight just yet. Of course, both having the ultimates available. If health bars get too low, Kana could try to force that one.
Yeah, the ultimate not going to be super threatening before the buy there from Kana. No AP to really amp it up, so not really worried about getting 100-0'd or anything like that for someday. But pretty late bases, honestly, from them on that top side. And Kana, getting the better of it is up a significant amount of farm. We'll see how much someday can catch as it does get pushed into him.
I mean, honestly, Kana's winning the lane. He's up 15 CS right now, and you don't want to let up that pressure. You're going to force the Renekton to keep bleeding CS as it goes.
Get this out of the
you're kind of happy to say, all right, look, once you flinch, sure, right, I'll shove the wave in and maybe get to walk back to lane, and now I have TP advantage.
My bad.
When I can
That's
TP,
ugly to look at.
Seems to be happy for Kana to keep this one as it is. As FBI and Hu, he's still trying to lick their wounds and survive down in the bottom lane. 10 CS different, but the wave is pushing towards Gumayusi. That said, he's going to clear it out, wants to keep it under turret. Already has one turret plate taken, and being that his buy is 650 gold better, wants to stay in the lane with the advantage here as well.
I do like T1 strat overall so far, right? You're leaving top lane in an isolated matchup where you're already winning. Even if no action happens in the bot lane, I like that Owner's continuously pathing down there. If you prevent things from happening, you have this Aphelios and Lulu scaling up. Now Faker getting another reset as well, maybe can try and look to influence the map if he so chooses. But I definitely feel like 100 Thieves are the ones who are supposed to be in the driver's seat, who are supposed to be looking for these aggressive plays to happen. They have the Lucian, they have the LeBlanc, they have the Renekton, these champions who do have more bursts and want to get ahead earlier on in the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and I would be less concerned about the someday deficit if it was the only deficit, because he was obviously the blind pick here, and he has been in the isolated 1v1 there against Kana, who had the Kennen as the answer, but the bot lane is just such a problem. FBI dying that early, losing sums, you're not having a buy, means they're playing out 8 minutes in here, and he has no ability to play aggressive, right? So it's allowing Gumayusi to get past these early levels. It's allowing Keria to get past those weaker early levels where you would expect the Nami and the Lucian kind of have some dominance post-level 3 with the additional sustain that the Nami brings. But instead, has not been the case, and T1 up towards top side.
Yeah.
Looking for this Herald.
It looks really good. I mean, this is a great power spike to be on Berserker's Graves Doom Quiver. This is really outstanding, and so feels like this is a 5-on-5. They will cleanly win, but Closer's still walking up. Smites are upgraded, but only available for Owner. So Closer won't have the ability to steal it away, but still gonna walk up, puts the pillar down, looks for the fight, maybe. Again, gonna be in Smite range, gonna be claimed easily, and now TF gets the vision. Decides if they want to fight or not. 100 Thieves contesting without Smite is a bit foolish. Knock comes on the two. Forcing a flash away from one. I'm not sure in what world 100 Thieves find themselves winning that fight, being that they are down in gold. Why bring your AD carry?
Yeah, just overall everything was just better there for T1. The item spikes that they were on. Kana also got off his reset at the last second. Very close for Gumayusi. And in the end, he having to burn his flash.
I mean, especially because somebody hadn't even based, right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to team fight with a Doran Shield Renekton who hasn't gone back to base when Kana did get the reset. So
I don't even know why they're wasting their time trying to do this.
Trying to look for that type of play, but now trying to push in here, trying to look
wasting their time. Like, what are you doing?
Somebody held his TP, he walked back to lane, whereas Kana based and TP'd back to try to secure that Herald fight.
A big thing as well, right? We see right now 100 Thieves bot lane is pushed in. Is Abadaga might be able to find it.
Second ult comes in, but a sidestep figure. It's away from the chain, and that might be all the CC they needed as Closer unable to get in the range for anything else. Predator still on cooldowns, nothing to do but clear the mid wave. You can look at the gold lead, 2,000 to T1, and that's waiting for 500 gold from Rift Herald Crash. So that will grow further down the line.
And that's still, again, taking into account like more item advantages that are to come out with more resets coming through. I do see the 100 Thieves did get a River Ward down, so now if T1's bot lane does push out, they can utilize that someday TP advantage that Azale talked about and maybe get something going from there. But the pace has been pretty good so far from T1. That 2k gold lead's going to be nice. And again, they're the ones who feel fine kind of waiting it out. They have the hyper-scaling AD carry. They have the Poppy, who will have some resistances later on. And I mean, we've all seen what Kennen can do throughout this tournament. Honestly, his burst has surprised me every single time.
Yeah, I mean, especially everyone's thinking of the Nuguri game, obviously, going full glass cannon, killing perks over and over again. And it looks like Owner is going to go for a more aggressive build. It might be Divine Sunder or something kind of like along those lines here. It won't just be pure tank. I'm not sure if that is a nod to the Trundle on the other team, or if he just
I don't see how
prefers this
100
more
Thieves
aggressive
win.
build, because Poppy
Like, I don't get it.
on a damaged mythic, you know, everyone thinks of her as a tank,
Not
but
gonna happen.
you do actually have a significant amount
T1's
of
team
burst
fights
against
even
some of
better.
these squishier members. You know, if you can get on top
They
of
got the
someone
cannon all,
like
they got TF
Poppy can 100-0.
even the Lulu.
Ward's good enough to spot that Owner has jumped back out of the wave, so some days able to last
Gonna be a
another
rough
turret,
one for
otherwise
them
would have
for
had
sure.
to really respect the fact that a TF Poppy dive would have just killed the man. So clears the wave as well as he can. You can see how much threat Kana can put towards him. Yeah, that's a Sork Shoes diff right there. No MR for Someday means he's taking a lot of damage from the Kennen combos. The alternator adding a fair bit as well. So yes, the gold lead still growing, 2,100 now to T1, and we still await the Herald charge, which can get a lot done. One turret plate.
Renekton actually, or Someday,
well, so
did quite a good job.
And Poppy is heading down to the bottom
and
side.
that range
And you
melee
can see
matchup.
FBI doesn't even pop carry his shield. He's that far behind in gold.
I also like just overall what T1 did
He's
with
not
that
down
last
a lot
sequence
at
where you go
all.
towards the top side, we hit on the TV advantage for Someday, try and put a bit more pressure on him, zone him off the wave. They
That
get
in
first
NA,
move, Nami did
Renekton would be
follow,
like
and they get
fucking
down towards bot
1-5.
side where they can set this one up.
I wonder if Faker will move as well. I mean, he does have the ulti available, but they're just trying to
Like
stack this
60
wave. They're trying
CS.
to keep them off it so they can build it up, push it in here. It is 100 Thieves actually on the roam. Abadaga moving down river with closer, so could potentially be a 4v4 if Faker wants to join.
And we're going to have Someday take a battle with Kana, maybe try to get him away from teleport, but big damage. Kana could nearly tower dive him. Tidal Wave comes in. There's going to be a fight in the bottom side. No knockups really to be had. Gumayushi drops a bit low as the Lulu ult comes across. The flash follow, but he heals back up with the red ulti. Closer still wants in. Flash comes in, and they will get the rest of the damage. Finally, one kill on the board for 100 Thieves.
Closer was like, let me go ahead and clean that up.
Man, that double exhaust looks so annoying for FBI there.
That's
Flashing in to
hilarious,
try to
though. He
finish
was like,
off
I
with
know my
no
Lucian
HP
got it.
Gumayushi, but he gets exhausted. The red gun ult comes through.
And
Faker,
Lucian
though,
punished
never
him, but
matched the play, just decided to stay
that
mid,
Lulu
look
ult,
for the push.
like I was
So
saying, man,
100
that
Thieves
shit's
do
gonna come
get a
in
kill.
handy.
They do force all the summoners there off Gumayushi, so we'll see if there can be any sort of a repeat play to try to punish, but Someday now has used his
perfect
TP and
skiasing.
back towards top,
Nice.
so there will be a significant window for T1 where they're going to have TP advantage.
And we're going to see here, going back into the replay, 100 Thieves did move first. Faker did start to hover down, but decided not to in the end. We saw the
FBI
first exhaust. This is what it's
destroyed
able to-
him.
Second exhaust
so
comes out.
annoying.
Wow.
Can't get anything done. The red ult comes out from Gumayushi, but we do see Closer follow through with the flash to continue with the kill. Faker maybe not thinking he can follow through and save Gumayushi. I think he would have been able to with, you know, the circumstances of the second exhaust and the red ult, but that is something that's very hard to predict.
It is, and it's one of those things where you know for sure you will get an advantage if you just push out mid lane and you take down some tower plates. You can see there's already 2 tower plates being taken off mid. There's 1 being taken off top. 3, almost 4 were taken on bot. So that is a significant amount of additional gold that T1 has farmed from these turrets early on in the game, and 100 Thieves on the back foot pretty heavily.
I also think you made a really good point about, like, and now the TP is going to come up for Kana, and now you have this big window as T1 where you have TP advantage top, you have the Destiny, you have like so much of a window to make a play, and all you lost for was, okay, Gumayushi did die. So I think this is now T1's turn, but 100 Thieves once again being the aggressors.
Oh, missed the chain again. Owner just sidestepping it, but maybe find a pillar. Keep in mind,
He's
Gumayushi.
available on fail or chase.
Flashless.
Yeah, here it is.
Gonna flash the bubble, and here comes Faker. Here
They're
comes Owner
all
for the
dead.
stun, and that's gonna be one easily. Kana looking for a bit more. Finds a second kill. A solo onto the Nami. Nowhere for the Trundle to go either. Closer has some stats for now. Ulti gonna land. That's gonna be
Just
a
pick
root
out 2 of
on
them by
Abadaga
themselves.
as Owner shows up for kill number 3 and 4. It gets rid of a clone. Okay, fine. Just the 3 kills picked up. Someday and managed to walk down to mid to catch a wave. The first dragon of the game now to be claimed.
I mean, T1, just massive lead now, but for 100 Thieves, come on, that's basics. Tracking TP timers there. You had to know that the Kennen was going to have the teleport soon. They did no kind of like precursor to that play. They didn't sweep out any wards on the side brushes to know that they could make it. And if you don't know for sure that there's no wards behind you, when they overcommit on that, it's so dangerous. And Kana just eviscerates them off the play. Now has a huge buyback to base. Already Sork's Oblivion Orb plus the Rocket Bell.
I don't know
We
what
can
they
see
were
again in
doing.
the new Axe Effect replay. Once
He's
100 Thieves are
warding right in
committed,
front of them,
it's that
too, and
lane
it's just
ward
like,
that
what?
is going to punish you every single time. Faker has the ulti. Someday was moving down. but you can't go for this play unless the Croc's already here.
Exactly. It's just like it was a bit of a timing problem. I get why they went for it when they did, for the fact that, okay, well, your jungler just went mid, you got the prize.
Did Lulu or not Lulu, but
but like you're saying,
all the
maybe
whole
he can try and
time?
look to influence the map if he so chooses, but I definitely feel like 100 Thieves are the ones who are supposed to
down to the bottom side, and you can see FBI doesn't even pop Carrier's shield. He's that far behind in gold.
That's my fault,
So
boys.
Kana
My fault.
able to really punish them here, and now 100 Thieves really on the precipice of just being out of this game entirely. 5K down already. Looks like they want to try to force this Herald, but T1 are moving up to contest.
Slow one to Owner,
Yeah,
the chance to knock down this Rift Herald for some damage onto a turret, waiting for the eye to be popped. That won't quite be in smite range. Smite fight, and it is going
so early?
to Owner. Thank you very much for the leash.
Oh, Kana has flash ulti.
Finds a stun. Big damage on the close. Needs his ulti come off now, but it's already deletion. Who he is gone. The rest of the bot lane already dead. Closer limping away with the split of the health, but it's just everyone.
What are they
dying.
doing? They just seem so
Faker
confused.
spots it. Closer. Yeah, sorry, buddy. You are dying here as well. 4-0 on the fight, and T1 are slaughtering.
And overall, I feel like it's just been everything across the board for T1. Really nice early game pathing coming out from Owner. Nice early game plays. I love the draft overall. And the team fighting as well has been on point as Abadaga not going to get away.
Faker going to heal in for the gold card.
They got like super outdrafted. I don't know what they were doing.
Sorry, buddy. This time they found it out, and that's going to be him dropping. So mid lane tier 2 also going to drop. Thank you, second Rift Herald. 3 turrets to 0, 9 kills to 1, 1 dragon to nothing. Practically a perfect game against 100 Thieves.
Yeah, this is just an absolute blasting at this point. T1 got the early advantage on the bot side. You know, that gave them the early lead. Superior laning, farmed the plates from 100 Thieves, and then that bottom lane TP from Kana felt like it pretty much all but secured it. But if that didn't secure it, the top lane Herald certainly did.
And I feel like coming into this match, right, I think we all knew T1 were favorites, but we were holding out hope that 100 Thieves would have been able to put up a better fight.
So
Facts, they just rolled over and died. They're literally just trolling it. They're just running it down, bro.
He has 21, I believe, his age. I have the notes, but they're not open in front of me right now. Either way, happy birthday. One thing I want to point out about T1 as well, as they are crushing this game, is as an org, their scouting is ridiculously good. So Faker, we all know, has been on T1 forever. 2013, when his career started, his 9th year on the team. Yeah, great. Kana, Owner, and Gumayushi all started in a trainee or academy program or straight out of solo queue. T1 scouted all 3 of them. Carrier, in his 2nd year, has now gone over to T1s. Okay, he technically, you know, there is footage already, but T1 scouted the rest of this team by themselves, and here they are, back at Worlds.
Ooh, Faker did not scout out this play coming out from 100 Thieves, though.
Good stun, good damage, flash, maybe to safety, not closers here. Big shutdown on the Trundle, so a bit of gold back in the pockets, but it's still fighting down a nearly 9,000 gold difference.
Yeah, it's a moral victory, you know. You killed Faker at least. Got something going for you.
He was gonna pop that ulti and get up out of there after he flashed. Damn. He didn't have vision to see
All
where
of their members are topside. They know T1 has to.
that last guy came up.
But
Remember?
talking about scouting for T1, it's not only right their own roster, but the players that have gone to other teams as well. Even we just watched EDG scout, of course, coming from that organization. Definitely historic with the players that they have been able to bring up.
It's also interesting because they're one of the few top teams over the years that has consistently utilized subs. You know, a lot of teams really only use subs in kind of like emergency situations, but T1 has aggressively done it for years and years and years. You think of like even the Easy Hoon situation. You think of, you know, like Cuz, and you think of Teddy and all the different people that they have actually swapped through. And Faker didn't even start all the games this year. And they have done this consistently year after year, you know, experimenting, trying different players, utilizing this multi-man system. I think both to try to have, you know, both aspects of it where you're learning from your sub, you're helping each other, pushing each other, and it is very successful for them.
You know, it's actually incredible, the foresight T1 have had, because it's another game where T1's here and Closer loses. You know, when he was a mid lane sub, Closer lost. Now against him, Closer's losing. It's just incredible the kind of things that T1 puts in the universe. And now 9-2 on 2 dragons, looking to make it a win here.
Yeah, T1 looks like they're gonna aggressively push on the map after taking everything right. Right now, Gumayushi getting his red buff. We see Faker pushing out on top side, but they can look to aggressively collapse on the mid lane because Faker does have the Destiny, and
Yeah, I mean, for 100 Thieves, your only recourse in this game is you overload a lane and you try to find a pick, right? So I think they're going to try to attack the global. They're going to look for Faker. Every time he shows inside lane, you can see that who he is up here. They want to try to find 2v1, 3v1 type plays, and they may have found Faker again, but we'll have to retreat.
Yep, not going to go for anyone on that one. Actually, T1 now going to be the aggressors.
Well, they'll be able to hide under the turret, though, so Destiny comes off, and it doesn't turn into anything more than just a faster rotation into the Western jungle. Ready to siege yet another turret, nearly crushing that 10,000 gold difference. Someday, nearly another turret. He's dead to this. Ulti, big stun, big heal. Gore Drinker not gonna be enough. Kana went for early grievous wounds that made the difference, and down goes Someday.
Man, I mean, he is just so fed. 2.5 items, didn't even need to use the stopwatch there. Solo kills Someday under the inhibitor tower. 21 minutes in, that inhib tower will fall. Nowhere is safe on the map for 100 Thieves.
I mean, Kana even saw his TP as well if he wanted to like back, and T1 still wanted to make plays towards the top side though. Looks like all of them actually want to go for resets. They probably are sitting on a little bit of gold, making their way onto that 2-item mark. As you said, Kana already much past that with the Oblivion Orb as well. I would love to see T1 go for some more aggressive plays. You know, not only the 1v1s, because that was pretty aggressive coming out from Kana, but again, look for a Baron bait, look to use that Destiny Gate, maybe find some picks on the top side. Not only those faster rotations, which, let's be fair, is always what the LCK was known for back in the day, so I still did respect it coming out from Faker.
And now we see how long it takes him to close the game out. Question kind of has been for T1. Their early games have been outstanding. Their mid games have been the weaker of what they do. They are obviously such a very good team. Went all the way to the LCK finals here in summer. To me, I consider them the second seed from Korea. Technically, they are third because Gen.G went on championship points. T1 won the sort of championship qualifier to take the third seed, to not have to go through play-ins. Regardless, a very, very good team, and looking at a very early Baron now, 23 minutes in.
I mean, they're the only team to have actually taken a game off Dom1 in playoffs over the last 3 splits, I guess it is, where Dom1 has won back-to-back-to-back titles. They did challenge them in the finals this year, and did push them pretty hard. 100 Thieves trying to contest here, but it's just too much. Oh!
He hits the Baron, but is it going to be much more? A clutch smite to be sure. However, it's still 1 kill picked up. Faker finds a tidal wave. Kana sidesteps and doesn't find his way in for a slicing maelstrom. So, if somehow 100 Thieves can keep from losing anything more, they get at least to claim the Baron buff and buy a little bit of time.
That was a fantastic smite from Closer, but T1 had no business letting him he just walked in there and smote it away from Owner. Beautiful play from Closer, but Owner not even using the ulti to reject
it's like
him.
a 50-50 after level 9, because you both have 950 smite.
He's stunned Someday! Bro, you had vision! Click the other guy!
I mean, great job by Closer. Does get it, but T1 definitely done a much better job.
I think they're trolling,
you know, I forgive him. It's rookie nerves for Faker. You know, he hasn't been at Worlds in a while. So, you know, we
I'm just saying hasn't been on Worlds since, you know, they've been T1, so I'll give it acceptable pass. And
Rookie team.
New team here at Worlds. And, you know, you did also just say Freak, a team much more known for their early game as compared to these later decisions.
Yeah, just, I mean, it takes a lot of practice to know to stun the jungler outside the pit, so I forgive him. You know, it's the kind of stuff where, you know, it's happened before, so.
Look at this Chad Poppy build, by the way.
Yeah.
Just straight up going for the damage.
It's good.
It is actually really good, especially if you have a strong early game, you know, and you are ahead of the pace of the game, which he was, you know, and against a lot of these squishy targets, really can threaten them. And just pure tank builds are just weakened quite a bit when you're playing against a Trundle. So I think it's pretty smart, makes a lot of sense, and they are going to have a tremendous amount of burst on this team.
Ooh, I like what 100 Thieves are going for.
Can he sidestep the chain? He's done it so many times. Finally, this one will land. Does not have a stopwatch. This should allow the follow-through, but they can't get the rest of it. The tidal wave not there in time. And Kana, I've seen this battle before, and it's gone the way of T1. Owner here to make it even easier. Someday can barely tag some minions, despite the Baron buff, despite it being plus 1,000 gold for Red Bull Baron power play. It's been T1. Kana gonna take some damage, has to burn the Zonias. Ulti onto 3 is a big root, and that might be the team fight. FBI gotta cleanse and run away. Inhibitor still going to fall. Now, will they find a battle here? Owner, down to only
Baron just falls out the game.
But able to walk away cleanly. Third dragon ready to be killed. And that will put T1 on soul point, on pace for a 31-minute Ocean Soul.
feel like a big thing as well, right? A lot of ultimates blown by T1. Hop's still gonna be able to get this. 100 Thieves not gonna be able to match in time. I like 100 Thieves looking for that topside play. It goes back to what you were hitting on earlier, Zil, about still trying to like overload one side of the map. Doesn't matter that they have Baron, they are still behind and still need to look for those plays. But T1 are at least able to answer with an inhibitor in that time. You know, will be more minions for 100 Thieves to pick up and try and close that gold lead, but now we're on a timer, 5 minutes, T1 gets Soul.
Yep, they're going to be looking towards Soul, and before that, I think they're just going to start Baron again and try to just do a little bit of a better job keeping Closer away from it this time around. And when you're this far ahead, they also have a very good turn as long as you set up the vision denial. And you can go over to the Baron pretty early here. Just try to kind of set up, you know, this area where you're cutting out T1's vision, or rather cutting out the 100 Thieves' vision. And as T1, you can then utilize flanks, utilize positioning from the cannon with deep wards to get a TP flank or anything like that. And if you find a decent engage, it just lights out for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and I feel like especially now with T1, right, you have Kana on those
Game is
perfect
so
cannon items, and the
stalled.
fact that he also does have the Zanies and the Void Staff in there, so he's going to be doing a ton of damage. Abba realizing what he needs to look for, just kind of weaving in and out of these fights, trying to hit a chain and set something up. But I don't really think they should have the opportunity, but I look wrong.
Cannot get over the wall, so they're going to have a hard time joining Someday here. Wants to stun Owner. Decent damage. Stopwatch burn Faker here, but not a lot of damage out of him either. Owner going to get back to safety to the rubble of his turret. And
Where are they going?
Yes, Someday has to mark it, but he can't find the stun. The flash is too soon. Kana plays it beautifully, kills off two, and Someday is going to be next.
Like even through the Nami bubble too early.
And it's time for T1 to march into the 100 Thieves base.
Yeah, Kana coming out so big. 100
That
Thieves
shit's
trying to find the
embarrassing.
pick, but T1 just keep pulling off such insane games. Individually, looking super good here today.
Kana is just playing out of his mind in this one on the cannon, destroying 100 Thieves. They're pushing
Good
in
game,
through the
guys.
top.
Good
They'll grab
game.
another inhibitor. Supers are already
Let's go,
on
NA.
the Nexus towers, but T1,
I need
they're gonna make
T1
it
to
painful.
dominate
They
their
don't wanna end.
groups.
No,
Is it only one
no
game?
shot one more time. Look, the respawns are coming in. They want the extra gold. Maybe they go for the Dragon, so maybe they go for Baron.
Like, how many days do they play? Is this the last
They
day?
lose a Nexus turret to just minions. That's how far behind. They can't clear the waves in time.
And now it's also just really easy for T1 with what to do, right? I mean, you have supers in both side lanes. You could just group mid, put the
I
siege
just
down.
know I
100
need
Thieves are the ones who
T1
are
to be
forced
on
to
top
look
of
for
for
some
their
aggressive play
bracket,
onto you.
for their
You got
group.
some options. Option number 1, 8-click towards the enemy Nexus.
I need to see who's in their
I think
group.
that one's
and
going to work when you're at this point. You don't actually need any other options. We'll just give it to that one, but we can see Kana
This is really
lighting
embarrassing.
him up here. He gets in behind, and 100 Thieves, once you're on the retreat, if you don't get an initial kill, the gold lead is just way too much. Like you have to try to burst someone down 100-0, otherwise you got no chance at all.
You know, as the LPL
Maybe he
caster
flashed it, or
watching
was
the
it too
LCK
early?
versus
I don't want to go
SKT1
back. I feel, it looks like it was too early, and he flashed to get in range.
Two frontliners as it is going to be Trundle dropping. It's a 4v4 doable. Gumayushi, he gale
gonna go
forces
crazy.
forwards and just finds himself the kill as the FBI try to open up, but gets shut down instead.
Boom.
Huhi gonna drop, and Faker finds the kill onto Huhi. It's time to get away from this one. It's time for T1 to march straight down the mid lane.
You know, 100 Thieves did everything they did with so much confidence. I kept believing they could bring it back, but T1 are just too far ahead. They have the death timers. They're going to be able to just push into the base and look for the close.
Somehow a 2v4 defense has to happen as Carrier respawns inside the fountain. The stun to Abadaga. Faker a little bit low. Owner in there as well. Doesn't quite find the kill, but Gumayushi gonna find himself the turret. And now the Nexus is open. The Nexus will drop. And T1 in under 30 minutes take down their primary competition.
Good
And are in
game.
control of second place so far in the group.
That was
Well, played by
easy.
T1,
No cap.
pretty easy for them. They made
It's pretty
on that
easy.
bottom side, I really do think dismantled a lot of what 100 Thieves wanted to do.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the
Highly
video.
prioritizing this Lucian Nami.
Thanks
They
for
first picked the
watching
Lucian. They had
T1
to blind
versus
top, so
100.
somebody was always going to be in a
Why do I
tougher
always say
matchup
it?
up on that top
100.
side. You know, even getting the Trundle and the Poppy, which I think they were feeling would give them an edge there. Abadaga held up
100
pretty
Thieves.
well in the mid lane, but it just didn't really feel like it mattered
Is it
because
just
top lane was
100
passively winning,
Thieves?
Kana playing that incredibly well.
Pretty sure it
and
is.
bot lane got put so far
Yeah,
down
but whatever.
by that early death.
Thanks for
The
watching.
double exhaust actually
Peace.
came in pretty clutch, and FBI was